Good afternoon. I now would like to call to order the 2020 organizational board meeting for the town board of the town of Arundecoit. Visitors are invited to join board members in rising to recite the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call. Councilwoman Freeman.
Here.
Councilman Perticone.
Here.
Councilwoman Romeo.
Here.
Councilman Weiner.
Here.
Supervisor Seeley.
Here.
Attorney for the town.
Here.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Clerk, and Happy New Year, everyone. For those of you who weren't at our ceremonial swearing in on the 2nd of January, this is our first formal meeting of the new year, and as is required by law, we are organizing our government. So much of this meeting is our annual appointments to various offices within town government, as well as some other necessary resolutions that, in effect, allow us to continuing operating government, but also hold us harmless in case some unforeseen circumstances arise. And those are the resolutions we pass. Hopefully we never need, but we pass them anyway. I want to just welcome Megan Doherty from Harder Seacrest and Emery, who is no stranger to the town, but is filling in, I shouldn't say filling in, replacing for now our longtime town attorney, Laura Smith, who has departed to become the first deputy county attorney. So Laura hopefully was well trained in the town of Arundecoit. We're also joined by Andrew Dean from Harder Seacrest as well. So we thank them for really a smooth transition. It was we didn't want Laura to leave, and she left quickly, and we wish her well, but we need to continue government, so we appreciate the advice of counsel as always. With that, Madam Clerk, we can get right into it. Let her rip.
Item number 1, approving the provisional appointment of a communications assistant.
Motion.
Moved.
And a second.
Second.
Thank you. This is not a 2-year appointment resolution we're doing. We're actually doing a little restructuring of government. For the past, almost as long as I've been supervisor, Don Sinton has served as our deputy commissioner of public works. He's done a very nice job with that. Don, over the past few years, has transitioned more into really executing our special events and a number of other special projects throughout town, and has done a terrific job both overseeing those, taking over for someone who had done it for a very long time, but also really growing them. And our goal is to have a special event of a large scale on every month of the calendar, and we're getting there. So it was only natural, I think, to transition Don out of that role and into a new role where he will largely continue his the work he was doing. In some ways, this just ensures that the Deputy Commissioner of Public Works is engaged more directly with Public Works on a day-to-day basis and allows us to really reorganize as necessary. Any questions or comments? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The resolution is adopted. Don, you can stand up, wave to the crowd.
Item number 2, approving the appointment of a director of personnel.
Motion.
Move.
And a second.
Second.
Thank you. That was Ms. Freeman's first motion. I would like to just pause and welcome her to her first board meeting. I get a little caught up in the moment, and I forget that Katrina's up here on the dais for the first time, so it's very exciting. So welcome, Katrina. This resolution would appoint to the position of Director of Personnel for the town of Arundecoit, Jason Vanette, who has overseen our human resources for the past several years and done a very nice job. Mr. Vanette took the civil service test for Director of Personnel, and of course, because he's a do-gooder, he scored a 100 and is certainly reachable. But Jason has done a very nice job. I say organizational culture is important, and the many responsibilities of someone who oversees human resources, especially in a government capacity. There's a number of laws you have to comply with, and Jason does a terrific job, and I never have to worry that we are out of step with civil service law or any other law that governs what we do. But also, Jason has done a nice job in other capacities as an HR director fostering a good organizational culture, transitioning the town's healthcare to a better plan long-term for all employees. So I'm very happy to advance this appointment. Any questions or comments? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The resolution is adopted.
Item number 3, approving the provisional appointment of a Director of Information Services.
Motion.
Moved.
And a second.
Second.
Again, I'll pause. I'm a little rusty. Pause. Nate, if you're back there, Tommy, please put the camera onto Mr. Vanette. Mr. Vanette, would you please rise and wave to the crowd? Congratulations. I mean, we're formalizing some of these. Not like Jason's new or anything, but I want to recognize them as appropriate. So, the resolution before us now would appoint, on a provisional basis, a Director of Information Services to the town. Over the past 3 years or so, we have transformed how we handle information technology, going to a managed services contract, which has done well and continues, I think, to allow us to execute a number of projects, as well as ensure that on a day-to-day basis we have a good IT, attention paid to IT. Nate Stone has overseen a lot of that while continuing his role at overseeing ICAT, all the digital media we do, all the production that we do. So this really made logical sense to really merge information technology and information services formally. Nate had overseen both, and it only made sense that we recognized that and appointed him to a new Director of Information Services role. This is a provisional appointment. Once an examination is offered by civil service, Nate will have to take that. It must be reachable within the top 3 candidates, which I'm sure he will do, but I'm very happy to advance this resolution. Nate has been with us probably half his life now, I think. How old are you? About a third of his life, so he's one of our youngest yet longest serving employees, I think. So happy to advance this. Any questions or comments? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The resolution is adopted. Mr. Stone, congratulations. And you weren't controlling the cameras from there, right? You have to go downstairs to do that. Okay, Tommy's doing that. Madam Clerk.
Item number 4, approving the appointment of a Recreation Director.
Motion.
Moved.
And a second.
Second.
Don't be shy. This resolution would appoint for a 2-year term as the Director of Recreation, I should say reappoint Ms. Katrina Hall. Ms. Hall has served as our Director of Recreation since midway through last year. She's done a terrific job growing our Recreation Department, and in creating the Department of Recreation last year, we created the position of Recreation Director, and I recommend we reappoint Ms. Hall for a 2-year term. Any questions or comments? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Resolution is adopted. Katrina, stand up. Poor Tommy down there. I'm driving him crazy probably, but Madam Clerk.
Item number 5, authorizing the appointment of a Deputy Supervisor for the town of Arundecoit.
Motion
Move.
and a second.
Second.
Thank you. And John's very disciplined now because he knows he's not supposed to partake in this one.
Glued right here.
So this resolution would appoint to Deputy Supervisor Mr. John Perticone. He has served as Deputy Supervisor since 2014, a town board member since 2008, and very happy to advance this once again. John is not just the longest serving board member, he's probably the most passionate, and I think he's lived in town longer than his whole life, and certainly continues to serve, and we're thrilled that he's signed up for another 4 years, but also continuing to willing to serve as our Deputy Supervisor. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstain?
Abstain.
Mr. Perticone abstains with a vote of 4-0 with 1 abstention. John Perticone is reappointed the Deputy Supervisor. Congratulations,
Thank
John.
you. Appreciate it. Thank you.
He gave a speech last week.
Item number 6, authorizing the appointment of the Town Clerk for the town of Arundecoit.
Motion.
Moved.
And a second.
Second.
Thank you. This would reappoint Ms. Barb Janier, or Barbara Janier, it is written in our resolution, to a 2-year term as our town clerk. Ms. Janier has served as our town clerk since 2006. She continues to do so with with great effectiveness, and not only keeps our board meetings running smoothly from a parliamentary point of view, also runs our town clerk office, which, if anyone knows and has visited town hall in the past week, is a very busy time of year this year. So she's probably, I don't know if she's happy to be taking a hour break from the clerk's office.
Absolutely.
So you want me to drag this thing on, don't you? Well, Barb, we love you, and we're grateful you're continuing to serve. So, any questions or comments? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The resolution is adopted. Congratulations, Barb. Now back to work.
Item number 7, authorizing the appointment of controller for the town of Arundequite.
Motion
Moved.
and a second.
Second.
Thank you. This would reappoint Diana Marsh to the position of comptroller. Ms. Marsh took over in October of last year for our longtime comptroller, Annie Seeley. She's already done a terrific job in ensuring that I don't lose my sanity and helping oversee town finances, and I know she'll continue to do so well in that capacity. Any questions or comments? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Resolution is adopted.
Item number 8, authorizing the appointment of a bingo inspector for the town of Arundequite.
Motion
Moved.
and a second.
Second.
Thank you. This would appoint Joseph Lombardo for a 2-year term as our bingo inspector. Bingo inspector is very unheralded yet very important responsibility in our town. Believe it or not, bingo is a very heavily regulated enterprise by the state of New York, and our compliance is certainly not just necessary but critical. So we're thankful Mr. Lombardo is here to continue to do that, and we thank him for his service and willingness to continue to serve. Any questions or comments? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Resolution is adopted. Is Joe here?
No.
He's not. Well, thank you very much, Joseph, and congratulations.
Item number 9, authorizing the appointment of the director of the Department of Community Development for the town of Arundequite.
Motion
Moved.
and a second.
Second.
Thank you. As this would reappoint Ms. Carrie Ivers to our Director of Community Development for a 2-year term. Carrie has overseen the department for a 1.5 years now, but has been a long-standing fixture in the department, first as our Planning and Zoning Administrator, and more recently as codified as our Director of Community Development. She does a terrific job in leading that department and the many, many functions that it oversees, critical to town government, including planning, code enforcement. She is an encyclopedia of knowledge when it comes to planning. I put her on the spot bright and early this morning after she had a long planning board meeting last night, and she did not miss a beat, so I'm very happy to advance this once again. Any questions or comments? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Resolution is adopted. Carrie, please wave to the audience. Carrie gets more camera time than most department heads, because planning and zoning meetings are her time to shine.
Item number 10, authorizing the appointment of Commissioner of Public Works for the town of Arundequite.
Motion
Moved.
and a second.
Second.
Thank you. This would reappoint Robert Kiley for a 2-year term as Commissioner of Public Works. Mr. Kiley has been our Commissioner of Public Works, first acting in early 2016 and then permanent in 2016, I believe mid-year. He's had a very easy 4 years. Not much has happened. No weather events, no acts of God. But Bob's the cement factory here because he helps keep everything together. So we're very happy that he's willing to serve another 2 years. He's a loyal town resident and loyal to town government, and I'm happy to reappoint him pending your approval. Any questions or comments? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The resolution is adopted.
Item number 11, authorizing the appointment of Deputy Commissioner of Public Works for the town of Arundequite.
Motion
Motion.
and a second.
Move.
It's all right. No, you can say motion. You can really say anything.
Yeah.
You know, do I have a second?
Second.
Okay. First of all, Mr. Kiley, would you please stand up and wave to the crowd? I missed you. This one is very exciting to put forth because I wasn't expecting her to be here, but she is. Erin McGee has been under our employment, I believe, for almost 2 years, almost 2 years now, as an engineer in the DPW. She's done a really remarkable job serving as a loyal counterpart to Bob and has taken the lead on a number of special projects within the Department of Public Works. She has a lot of expertise with stormwater issues and was vital in having us reauthorized for our SWIP permit. Did I say that correctly, Aaron? Okay. I'm very happy to recommend her to this leadership role in our DPW as our deputy commissioner. I'm thrilled she's here because just less than a week ago, 1 week ago, she gave birth to a daughter, Cecilia, and I don't think Cecilia is here yet. That's probably good. A lot of germs this time of year, but she's going to make a remarkable deputy commissioner, and we're very proud of her and thrilled you're here. So congratulations on that regard, but couldn't be more delighted to advance this appointment to deputy commissioner. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Resolution's adopted. Mom, would you please stand up, be recognized? Congratulations, Aaron.
Item number 12, authorizing the appointment of a town historian for the town of Arundequoit.
Motion.
Moved.
And a second?
Second.
Thank you. This would reappoint Patricia Wayne, our longtime town historian, to another 2-year term. Patricia knows the history of our town in and out. She's an invaluable asset to me as I try to figure out what happened for the past nearly 2 centuries in this town, and very happy to advance this appointment. She's a loyal public servant, and I'm glad she is willing to continue to serve. Any questions or comments? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Resolution is adopted. I don't see Pat here, but I'm sure she's watching at home. Patricia, congratulations. We love you. And I think that concludes our appointments. So congratulations to all of those who were appointed. We appreciate your public service. We're glad that we get to do this every 2 years because it's important. And not only is it required by law, but it allows us to recognize and remind you that you're ours for another 2 years at least. So we thank you for your continued service. With that, we can now move on to resolution number 13.
Resolution to open competitive bids.
Motion.
Moved.
And a second.
Second.
So this would allow the town to continue to open competitive bids as overseen by our wonderful town clerk. We most recently did this a few weeks ago where the bids came in under budget, so we hope Barb's good luck string continues as we continue to open bids, particularly for our new community center. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The resolution is adopted.
Item number 14, authorizing the appointment of the Deferred Compensation Committee.
Motion.
Moved.
And a second.
Second.
Thank you. The town has a deferred compensation program, which we offer to our employees, that requires 4 appointees to the board, the deferred compensation plan, to oversee the deferred compensation plan, the Deferred Compensation Committee to oversee the Deferred Compensation Plan. This would appoint the following employees: Jason Vanette, Diana Marsh, Scott Davis, and Jessica Franco, to 2-year terms ending December 31st, 2021. We are very happy that they continue to provide this service, as it's very important and a good program that we offer to employees. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The resolution is adopted.
Item number 15, authorizing reappointments to the town's Audit Committee.
Motion.
Move.
And a second.
Second.
Thank you. Not required by state law, but the town of Arundequoit has an audit committee which works with our accountant, Bonadio, every year in reviewing our annual circular audit. It's a nice step that we provide that allows independent review of the audit, and we thank those members for their service. They are Rachel Adonis, Francis Ostrander, Gary Adams, and Lori Barnum for 2-year terms to expire December 31st, 2021. We're very happy to offer this continued element of review for our town audit, so we thank those members for their voluntary service. Any questions or comments? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Resolution is adopted.
Item number 16, resolution to require checks to be countersigned by the comptroller.
Motion.
Moved.
And a second.
Second.
Thank you. State town law requires that the town board may require checks dispersing money that may be countersigned by the town comptroller, and the town a long time ago determined we should do that. As such, we are authorizing the town comptroller to countersign town checks along with the supervisor, correct? She has a much nicer signature than I do, and we thank her for that continued service. I think you probably have it electronically, right? They still make me sign everything, right? Okay. Any questions or comments? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Resolution is adopted.
Item number 17, resolution to bond town officers, clerks, and employees.
Motion.
Move.
And a second?
Second.
Thanks. Public Officers Law of the State of New York provides that the town board may approve the procurement of a blanket undertaking from any duly authorized corporate surety covering officers, clerks, employees of the town. This is a resolution we hope we never have to utilize, but we passed nonetheless to minimize exposure in the event something happens, something unforeseen or extraordinary happens that puts the town at risk. Any questions or comments? And this would bond all the officers, clerks, and employees of the town of Arundequoit. Hearing no comments, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The resolution is adopted.
Item number 18, resolution designating an official town newspaper.
Motion.
Moved.
And a second.
Second.
Thank you. This would designate the the Post, as it's now known, which is now the Arundequoit, Webster, and Penfield Post. There'll probably be a few more towns by the end of the year, but it's the Post. It adopts the official town newspaper. We will continue to utilize that for the various and many public notices that are required pursuant to state law. Any questions or comments? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The resolution is adopted.
Item number 19, resolution ratifying and approving appointments made by the supervisor in 2019 of seasonal, on-call, part-time, and temporary staff, and authorizing the supervisor to appoint seasonal, on-call, part-time, and temporary staff for the year 2020 for the town of Arundequoit.
Motion.
Move.
And a second.
Second.
Thank you. This resolution is advanced on advice of council. Over the course of the year, especially during the summer when our recreation program really kicks into full swing, we hire a large number of seasonal part-time employees. Traditionally, those have not required direct town board approval preemptively or proactively, and it would be very difficult to do that on a continual basis, given we're continuously bringing people in and out, particularly in our Department of Recreation. I will say we are going to advance, and any part-time employees that come on or might be on a longer seasonal basis outside of the recreational programming, which is more seasonal, we are going to attempt to have town board approval and authorization. That's going to be a goal of ours. It's something the town board has traditionally not done. And at advice of council, we felt we now need to make our best effort to ratify and have town board approval for all such appointments and hires. So that is the purpose of this resolution. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Resolution is adopted.
Item number 20, resolution awarding the Arundequoit Community Center Early Demolition HVAC package.
Motion.
Moved.
And a second.
Second.
Okay, Bob, I'm going to have you just introduce these four as a package, and then we'll run through each one separately. You can explain what the particular bid is. But just give us an overview of the intent of these four resolutions, why we're doing them early, and also the timeline of when they will be executed.
Sure. Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. Certainly can go through the next four resolutions together as a whole. The next four resolutions authorize the demolition package, paving way for the Arundequoit Community Center project at the former mall on East Ridge Road. These four packages are HVAC, electrical, general trades, and fire protection and plumbing. Within the leased space that the town holds within that current mall, there are a variety of different shops, electrical conduit, plumbing conduit, demising walls interior to the former tenant spaces within the mall itself. And as such, as the town proceeds and continues in the design development for the final build-out, we deemed it necessary to put forth an early demolition package to allow us to articulate and understand what is currently consisting inside our demised premises. And as such, these packages would allow us to go in, demolish the interior walls, all of the structures and apparatus within our space, allowing us to better understand what was in that space, what needs to be reconnected, outside of our space and ultimately allow us to move forward with the design for the final build-out. We chose to move this at this organizational meeting, of course, out of consistency and a thought for time. You know, the faster we can go in, begin demolition, better understand what is currently consisting in our demised premises, we will have the opportunity to be out to the bid market at an advantageous time as early as next month. So with that, I can go through each of the four resolutions. The first resolution before the town is the HVAC demolition. The contractor for demolition with the lowest responsible bid is T-Bell Construction in the amount of $22,200. This is nearly $90,000 under budget.
Thank you, and I'll just note that, it's not referenced in the resolution, but all of these four demolition contracts and any work now we're doing at the mall is done, pursuant to a, project schedule that was, signed, and authorized to be signed by the lease that was adopted by the town board early last year. We did not want to award these bids until that project schedule was finalized with the property owner, which took a little bit of time. It's determining responsibility, determining the interesting relationship between a tenant and a landlord in a former mall, especially as it pertains to a municipality who is that tenant. So it's a little bit more nuanced than perhaps a traditional lease agreement. So we wanted to make sure at the end of the day we were comfortable moving forward. The town's interests were protected, so that's why this took a little bit longer to execute. But at the end of the day, we're content with that project schedule, and that really gives us the comfort level to now move forward with actual construction and work at the mall. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Resolution is adopted.
Resolution number 21, awarding of Arundequoit Community Center early demolition electrical package.
Motion
Moved.
and a second.
Second.
Thank you. Mr. Kiley.
Thank you. This resolution authorizes the contract for Kaplan Schmidt Electric for the demolition of the interior spaces within our demised premises at the Arundequoit Community Center. Total value of the contract, $108,000.
Thank you, Bob. Any questions or comments? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The resolution is adopted.
Did we skip HVAC?
That was the first one we did, I believe.
Okay, that was,
Yes.
we did,
And then plumbing's last, I think.
HVAC was,
did a general description, but, okay.
so HVAC was resolution 20.
All right.
That was the first one we did, awarded to T-Bell Construction. T-Bell Construction also is the lowest responsible bidder on another, yes. But yes, we've done it now, HVAC and electrical thus far. Okay,
I will resume paying attention again.
okay. No. Your mic's on, Peter. Madam Clerk, let's get this over with.
Item number 22, awarding of Arundequoit Community Center early demolition general trades package.
Motion
Moved.
and a second.
Second.
Thank you. Mr. Kiley, explain the general trades bid award, please.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. The attached, this resolution put forth before the town board would authorize the general trades contract to Federico Demolition, in the total value of $480,000.
Thank you. And I'll note that this bid for the general trades, which is the largest of the four bids awarded, came in almost $60,000 beneath the budgeted amount. All things considered, the base bid amounts came in collectively $217,896 under the budgeted amount, which is about a quarter, 25% under budgeted amount, which hopefully we can continue. Any questions or comments for the commissioner on the resolution? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? The resolution is adopted.
Item number 23, awarding of Arundequoit Community Center early demolition fire protection and plumbing package.
Motion
Moved.
and a second.
Second.
Thank you. Mr. Kiley?
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. This resolution would authorize the execution of a contract with T-Bell Construction for the demolition of fire protection and plumbing piping throughout the demised premises. The total value of this contract is $24,500, nearly $86,000 under the budgeted allocated amount, estimated amount.
Splendid. Any questions or comments for the commissioner? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The resolution is adopted. This concludes our very exciting organizational meeting for 2020. Councilwoman Freeman, this will be the shortest meeting you attend over the next 2 years, so don't assume they're all this expedient. We do like to move in an efficient manner, but not this efficient always. Our next town board meeting, our workshop will take place Tuesday, January 14th, here in the Broderick Meeting Room at Town Hall, 4 o'clock p.m. The next regular town board meeting is Tuesday, January 21st, 2020, at 7 o'clock p.m. here in the Broderick Meeting Room. I will now take a motion to adjourn.
Moved.
In a second.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The meeting is adjourned.
We hope you enjoyed this presentation of the Irondequoit Town Board on ICAT, Government Access. We hope you enjoyed this presentation of the Irondequoit Town Board on ICAT, Government Access.